The Ebro, Laura, Rosenberg Show.
I got a call from one of our mutual friends, and for some reason he wanted all of us, yes. Okay. No names for now, but he wanted to tell me how fertile he was as he gets prepared to get married, and you know they're planning to have kids. I was like, "Yo, my guy,
all right.
I know I'm of a certain age now where you just like start talking about fertility, but I don't really need to know what's going on with your junk, my dude. At 6 in the morning, 6:15.
Wait. Do we know this person's getting married?
I think so.
All of us do.
I think you do.
Okay. All right.
You know who it is?
I think I know who it is.
But we don't need to say names.
Can
And
you
the
send
audience, I ain't putting nobody business.
You can't. No, can you send it to me?
Okay.
Well, we could do it after the show.
No, but
you can't
I'm
wait.
curious
You need to know now
because it'll just give me intel on the conversation. But they just call up like, "Yo, my joint's ringing off out here."
No. It was a little bit more of an update of life than that.
And then but at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, because this person doesn't go to sleep, and I'm always like, "Yo, go to sleep."
Got it. Oh, that's possible. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, listen. I say this. I hope that's true because I've been on the other side of. I thought I was fertile my whole life. In fact, I wouldn't say empirical evidence, but I really, really had every reason to believe that I was. And then when it came to baby time, guess what I learned? Not so much, my guy. Took a little bit of work from the old medical team, and I realized the other day, and this is one of the things I'm going to get into in the podcast that I'm starting that I'm never going to start.
Do we have that trailer ready for the new podcast?
Wait, I don't know if you have the trailer still on deck?
Because we've been trying to play this trailer for 3 weeks, and now we've transitioned to the actual topic.
So, well, this is one of the things that it's not like listed as one of the topics, but like one of the topics I do want to get into at some point is male infertility because it's so not talked about.
Well, and it needs to be talked about because dudes is out here unhealthy and not checking on their junk and blaming women.
Well, always. That's the main thing because they're like, you go get checked. You go to.
Well, that's.
I had to tell a friend of mine. I was like, has he gotten checked? He's smoking and drinking and eating crazy. I was like, what makes you think you could be the one?
Right.
But he also could be the one.
So that goes back literally to like forever, right? To the 40s, 30s, whatever it is. They've always assumed it's the woman. A man can't have a problem. But male infertility has been steadily on the rise for 20 years. And they don't know, don't show, and don't care about why infertility is on the rise. They really don't.
It's probably a combo of a lot of factors.
Sedentary lifestyle, weed use, cell phone in your pocket, laptop, porn. Who knows? There could be a million things.
Yeah.
But one of the things I want to talk about on this podcast is that issue because I realize so many men go through it and don't talk about it. And not only that, if you haven't been through the experience, you don't know some of the things to ask and do. I at one point thought I was not having kids. Was not going to happen. Then got to a point where like it was like, okay, maybe there's a possibility, but we don't know how much like motile sperm is there. But and then at like my fourth different person over the years, this is now new wife, new life, back again, trying to get in the saddle again.
Right.
The doctor was like, have you ever done an extended search? I was like, what's an extended search?
Extendo.
And he was like, what's an extendo clip? And he was like, well, when you go to get checked out and they tell you they'll say you have 0% motile sperm or basically good sperm. Motile means ability to move. They'll say you have 0%. He goes, that just means in the droplet that they looked at that it has 0. Then they deduce because there's 0 there that you have 0. I was like, huh? That's the whole system?
Bro.
He's like, yeah, but if you do an extended search, they will look through the entire sample. He was like, but it's a bit pricey. I was like, oh.
That's why.
I
Okay.
said, here we go.
Insurance don't cover it.
How much?
Of course not.
No. I go, how much? He was like, like $800,000. I was like, oh, God. I think I'm willing to spend that on this issue.
You're like, I thought you were going to hit me with $25,000.
Correct. That's what
right?
I assume must be some insane number. No. Yeah. And so they did it, and guess what? The first time out the gate, they come back. They're like, yeah, we got a bunch we can use. You're good.
And for years, you had worried about this.
Not only years, and I never wanted to talk about it. It's the only thing I was truly private about because I could not handle until I had a child the idea of the internet trolls being like, this beta cuck is infertile. I couldn't handle it. Yeah. And then I was like, but once I get to the point.
Attack on your whole manhood.
Bro, people take fertility as.
What?
As if it's not. First of all, of course, it can be that like you have an unhealthy lifestyle.
That's right.
But in the case of many people, it's just luck of the freaking draw.
Yeah.
It's just the sperms ain't sperm.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Joe, did you find that trailer? Oh, he's got it.
Check the trailer.
Here's the trailer.
Rosenberg's. Do you have a date for this launch?
No, but after we show this and I see the excitement from the EL Army, I'll give one.
Okay.
But do you have a place for them? Do you want them to go in?
Oh, yes, I do. I do. In fact, they will, it's on the YouTube channel of the name of the show.
All right,
so after that, they can go subscribe right now.
Okay.
You need volume 2, Ebro. Oh.
Addiction starts early. I mean, really early. As a baby, it can be food that makes you feel better. Then you grow up and maybe it's a drink, a smoke, a vape. And as life gets harder, the drugs get harder. But for me, and more people every day, the real addiction is validation. Swiping endlessly on dating apps, texting with strangers, or just opening Instagram for the 10th time in an hour, chasing that hit, that like. No one is immune. And the internet, it wants us addicted. So let's talk about it. Because like every addiction, validation will make your life unmanageable. Trust me, I learned the hard way. Validate Me, a podcast about validation, addiction, and filling the void. Subscribe now on YouTube or wherever you find podcasts.
Validate Me.
Right. I love the animation.
Validate Me show. Yeah. And there's a Validate Me YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, that's going to be what it kind of focuses on is, you know, I call it validation addiction because I believe the phrase sex addiction is inaccurate and really does nobody any favors brand-wise. Like, I don't think anybody wants what the whole walking around being like, yeah, I'm a sex addict is, I don't think goes great.
But on a
and it's not realistic.
So today we drop a new Patreon.
Yeah, sure we do.
And we talk about on the Patreon, I believe this was on the Patreon this week, love from our parents. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about Mindy and hugging and this sort of thing. And you mentioned that maybe that's where your desire to get validated comes from.
Oh, yes, I did. I forgot. I was like, where are you going? Yeah, I did. I do.
And so while yes, we point to these other things, there might be an origin story for a lot of people that is before social media, before the cell phone.
Oh, yeah, that's
kind of hardwired into who you are as a person. Maybe even why you want to be on a microphone. Maybe even why you want to perform for a living.
Oh, 100%. It's all built in there. The behavior is the symptom of the problem, right? What is the problem?
Yeah.
Like sex addict. That's why I hate the phrase sex addict, because sex addict people drop like, yo, my man, I'm a sex addict too. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, gotta slay everything. And it's like, no, my guy, that's every guy we know generally, not every guy, most guys want to pursue women. I understand that. But this is about something else. This is about craving another person to make you feel whole. And then when it's like very often, but when it's your partner, that partner is no longer enough. You need to seek other people to make you feel good regularly all the time. And that's again why the phrase sex addiction to me doesn't work, because it's not about having sex. Like for me, the issue is not I need to have sex with 1 million people. It was I need to feel good from 1 million people.
I need to know I could have sex with 1 million people if I wanted to, because I want to feel dope. I want to feel hot. I want to feel fly. I want to feel whatever that feeling is. Even though I don't actually want to do the work because I'm lazy, I'd rather just go to sleep.
Yeah, if that part, well, no, it wasn't the laziness. It wasn't the laziness for me. It was the plausible deniability that if I go do that, that's too much. But I could draw a line. But which, by the way, is crazy addict talk, right?
Right.
Like, that's the same as now we're into gambling addiction. I'm never gonna do blank.
Or even alcohol. No, even alcohol, where people are like, I can stop whenever.
Yeah, I don't drink on weekdays, though.
I've heard alcoholics say, oh, I stopped drinking. I'll have a beer every now and then, but that's nothing. That doesn't count. What?
Well, alcohol's so complicated, though, too, right?
No, there's alcohol in beer.
Yes, but you can be like a later in. I do believe that they're changing. Some people are changing the idea of what alcohol recovery looks like, and that there could be people that, depending on your kind of addiction, maybe there's a stage in your life where you could have some level of relationship with alcohol, because not everyone's version of whatever your addiction is, not every version is the same. I had a dear friend who is no longer with us, who I met in program based on all these problems: sex addiction, validation addiction. Now, he was a real sex addict, for real. In meetings, I was a bore. I was like,
compared to everybody else.
They were like, not for the first few months. I was fun because I was weeping through the whole meeting.
Right.
So I think people were like, oh, here comes crying guy. Let's get the stories cracking.
Crying guy.
But then once I was like, okay, I'm pretty boring. My man, I won't say his name because that's totally against what the idea of it is. But my man, who's no longer with us, man, my man's stories were wild. And as he got into recovery, he still would occasionally have wild stories, but they were inside what he believed were a healthy, sober lifestyle for him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not your plan and program isn't necessarily always going to be, I just don't do anything like this.
Yeah.
It's about your life becoming unmanageable. You know what I mean? So you may not be having sex with anyone. And you may not even be sexting with anyone. You may not be talking to people. Your validation addiction could be scrolling.
Yeah.
It could just come from like
comment section.
Right.
It could be comment section. It could be, searching Google News if you're a public person who's like, I got to see if anyone's talking about me.
Right.
There's so many different things it can be.